Welcome to Friday's devotions. We return once more to look at Jacob, and we're going to read Genesis chapter 31 and beginning to read at verse 22. So, Genesis 31 and verse 22. When it was told Laban on the third day that Jacob had fled, he took his kinsman with him and pursued him for 7 days, and followed close after him into the hill country of Gilead. But God came to Laban the Aramean in a dream by night and said to him, "Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad." And Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the hill country, and Laban with his kinsmen pitched tents in the hill country of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, "What have you done, that you have tricked me and driven away my daughters like captives with the sword? Why did you flee secretly and trick me, and did not tell me, so that I might have sent you away with mirth and songs, with tambourine and lyre? And why did you not permit me to kiss my sons and my daughters farewell? Now you have done foolishly. It is in my power to do you harm. But the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, 'Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad.' And now you have gone away because you have longed greatly for your father's house. But why did you steal my gods?" Jacob answered and said to Laban, "Because I was afraid, for I thought that you would take your daughters from me by force. Anyone with whom you find your gods shall not live. In the presence of our kinsmen, point out what I have that is yours, and take it." Now Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen him. So Laban went into Jacob's tent and into Leah's tent and into the tent of 2 female servants, but did not find him. And he went out to Leah's tent and entered Rachel's. Now Rachel had taken the household gods and put them in the camel saddles and sat on them. Laban felt all about the tent, but did not find him. And she said to her father, "Let not my lord be angry, that I cannot rise before you, for the way of women is upon me." So he searched, but did not find the household gods. Amen. Jacob here was doing the right thing in leaving his father-in-law Laban to return to the promised land. This was God's will for him. Back in verse 3 it says that. But the way he did this, his manner of leaving, was not right at all. Sneaking away so that Laban couldn't even say goodbye to his daughters, to his grandchildren, that wasn't the honourable thing to do. Jacob was hindered from doing the right thing because of his fear. Now, you can look at this two ways. Maybe Laban was someone who Jacob really had to flee from in that way. Or was this Jacob just, instead of being a man who faces up and doing things the right way and honourable, again, it's just going about his sneaky business, the way that just seems least difficult to him, instead of the right way, is the way he did things. God's people need to do the right thing in the right way. We need to have integrity in our dealings with others. We need to have courage to do things in the right way, even when the right way appears to be more challenging. Jacob should have done the right thing in saying to Laban that he was leaving and giving him an opportunity to say goodbye to his family. Jacob should have trusted that God would have worked things out. God's power to protect him is shown here in how God spoke to Laban in a dream and warns him how he should treat Jacob. That verse 24, he's not to say anything good or bad, which means he's not probably put a blessing or a curse upon him in that sense. God is greater than any challenge we face. And indeed, Jacob, he should have realised that instead of trying to manipulate the situation, he should have done the right thing by God and trusted in God. But unknown to Jacob, his family were also acting in a deceptive way. Rachel had stolen the family idols. Although Rachel was able to get away with it here, and Laban didn't find it out, she put herself and her family in terrible risk. Again, that conniving, stealing, the cheating manner is the way they went about it. There's a real challenge for us here. Do we trust God? Do we trust that God will look after us? Have we the courage, out of faith in the Lord, to do the right thing the right way? That's quite a test for us. We must be willing to do that. We need to pray that God would give us the grace to do that. And we must look at Jesus as our example, who had no back doors in him, who wasn't deceptive, who wasn't conniving anyway, but Jesus, who always was upfront and did the right thing in the right way. We need to pray that more and more the courage, the trust that Christ had would flow through us, that we would act as people of integrity. Think about that. Doing the right thing the right way. Honouring God, trusting in God, being people of such integrity. Amen.